Hi there, everyone. My name is Christian Eschbach, and welcome to another one of my album reviews. If you're one of my regular viewers, and if you ever pay attention to analytics or anything like that, you'll actually know that Hole's first album, Live Through This, it is my most popular album for viewership. And I kept trying to make up my mind when I was going to follow it up, when I was following up. And coming up on album review 200, I'm not obviously going to do it as album review 200. I got something special saved for that. But, whole celebrity skin. We're going to get into it today. Now, when this album came out, and for a long time afterwards, this definitely, out of this album or Live Through this was actually my preferred choice for the longest time. Now, as I've gotten older and in retrospect, I probably actually like Live Through This a little bit more, only because it's a little more brash, a little more raw, a little less Hollywood. And that's my issue with this album. This album is very Hollywood. But this album was meant to be very Hollywood. It was basically a call out against Hollywood. It was a warning for everybody. Now, when going through here, I really would love to cover who did what on which songs a lot faster and easier, but they did silly markings instead of just putting the names down. One complaint I have against most people when they talk about this album is most people give Billy Corgan the vast amount of the credit for this album. And yes, Billy Corgan is all over this album, but that really takes away from Erlandson, Eric Erlandson, the one male member of the band. Basically, every song is him and Courtney, and then there's someone else mixed in. Courtney's not even musically relevant on all the songs, but Erlandson is relevant on every song. As I'm looking through here, there isn't a song that he does not have a music credit on. Courtney Love basically has credits on about half the songs for music. She has lyric credits on all the songs. She is the poet behind all the lyrics in this album. And if you're one of my regular viewers, I'm not a huge lyric person, but this album, the lyrics in retrospect are definitely something that hit really close to home for Courtney. Let's get into this. Okay, so we got the first album, the album's title track, Celebrity Skin. First off, if you ever get the chance, go YouTube the video. I love the video. The video is fantastic. The glitter, the pretty, the polish. I still really dig this song. I really love this song, even with how pretty and polished it is, as it's supposed to be pretty and polished. If you listen to the lyrical content, it's supposed to be pretty and polished. Really good tune. I really get into it. I think it kicks off this album perfectly, and it sets the tone perfectly as well. After that, we go into Awful. Awful is definitely a lyrically powerful song. Musically, it's not anything overly spectacular. It's not a bad tune. It's one of those songs that when I'm listening to the album, I really kind of focus and I pay attention. When I'm not listening to the album, I really it doesn't do much for me. You know what I mean? Then we get to Hit So Hard. I should say the other thing with Awful too is Awful, before I go too far, is very much talking about the celebrity machine, especially towards women, I think. Okay, after that we go into Hit So Hard. Idea of meeting that one guy, sort of, and the key line, hits so hard I saw God. Really good song. I like it, but it's a little too mellow for me. I mean, that's another problem I have with this album as I've gotten older versus Live Through This. Is this album's a little too mellow for me, whereas Live Through This not so mellow. Malibu. Even when this album came out, Malibu was one of the big songs on this album. It was one of the big videos, if I remember correctly. I remember getting some music play, stuff like that. I was never huge on Malibu. And I think one of the reasons why is it always sounded way over polished for me. And I think what Courtney was going for in the song kind of got lost. Reasons to be beautiful. One of those songs when you're listening to the album, great. When you're not listening to the album, eh. Dying. Dying is a little bit poetic to me. I mean, a lot of this could arguably be poetic. Dying. I really love Dying when I'm listening to the album. I really think it's a good song when I'm listening to the album. When I'm sitting here talking about it, it doesn't appeal to me enough to talk about it, I guess. I don't know how to put it. The next couple songs, or next three songs, Use Once and Destroy, Northern Star, and Boys on the Radio. Musically, fantastic songs. They've all got some different arrangements, got some different vibes, got some different feel, stuff like that. Definitely growth compared to the Live Through This album. Lyrically, same thing. There's definitely that poetry in there. There's that storytelling. There's that deep hitting meanings, and Courtney trying to call out Hollywood without calling out Hollywood, but still calling out Hollywood very much. And Use Once and Destroy is one of those songs that I really, really enjoy, but the title always causes me to forget about the song because I don't think of the song as Use Once and Destroy. Northern Star, you can tell the song's Northern Star by certain lines in the lyrics, but Northern Star is kind of like a just in between kind of song. I feel it's sandwiched in between the two more musically impressive songs. And you got Boys on the Radio, which is definitely a really fun and enjoyable song. And I don't mean fun as in, party song. No, there's no party songs on this album, except for maybe Celebrity Skin. And Boys on the Radio, though, once again, lyrically, not what I would have thought the song was called. It's one of those ones you listen to the lyrics, you really got to look at the album track listings to, know which ones are which. Heaven Tonight is... Okay, so by this point in the album, my biggest complaint on the album is actually, it feels like Courtney is whining way too much. The way that the vocals were done, the way that they're produced, it does. And when you get to Heaven Tonight, I really feel like she's whining. I know she's not intending to be whining. It's just, that's how it sounds to me. That typical grunge kind of whine. Playing Your Song, whatever. It's not anything that does anything for me. And then the album finishes with Petals. I enjoy Petals. I think Petals is a good song. I don't know if Petals is the song I would have closed this album out with. The whole way around, I think the biggest problem with this album is this album, considering the lyrical content, is missing the aggression, is missing the in your face, that brash, spirited, spiteful, Courtney-esque, fuck the world kind of mentality. This was really polished. This was, her after or during her foyer in Hollywood. She was trying to polish up her act, trying to distance herself from that whole grunge junkie kind of thing. And it's great in one sense. But in the other sense, it kind of took away a little bit of what made Courtney Love Courtney Love. It took that spite, that anger, that that any girl can get out there and scream those lyrics kind of songs away and trying to polish it up and make it pretty, and it works in certain cases. You know, Celebrity Skin really works with that, making it, trying to make it sound pretty. The rest of it, there's times where I just kind of go, I don't know. Um, One of the things to me that really does stand out on this album is Melissa Oftamar, who is the bassist on this album, and Courtney. They do harmonize very well with each other on this album, and that's really nice. I can appreciate that. And outside of that, I really don't have much else to add to this album. I think it was a great album for the time and place in which it came out. I don't think time to me has been as good to this album as it has been to Live Through This. I really like, honestly, Celebrity Skin is the only song on this album I pull off and actually listen to anymore. Even when I was listening to it right before doing this review, I was going through and I was really listening for where I really used to love this album when it first came out. When I would have been a teenager still when this album came out, and I remember how much I really enjoyed it. And I was trying to remember what it was about this album I really, really enjoyed. And I think honestly, it was just the time and place. It really was, because now that I've reviewed this album, I don't honestly know when the next time I'm going to really listen to this album again is. I know I'll listen to Live Through This again, but I really don't know when I will listen to this one again. Um, that being said, I will eventually get back to Hole again, but I've got to find one of the two other Hole albums. I think there's only two others. Uh, but they haven't been easy to come across. I've been keeping an eye out for them. Anyways, folks, leave me your comments. Let me know what you think. Do you like Live Through This better, or do you like Celebrity Skin better, and why? I'm honestly interested. Let me know in the comments. That's what the comment section is for. There's a like button and a subscribe button. That subscribe button is really important to me right now. I really need you guys to hit that subscribe button. I want to be able to start doing live streaming, and I can't do live streaming unless I get my subscribers up. So please hit that subscribe button. Outside of that, there's a Patreon link below. Please feel free to stop by and leave me some money. Otherwise, peace, love, take care.